look up, you can get up. My name is Carlos Ortiz. I grew up in a gang environment where there was drugs and alcohol all over the house. My mom had kicked me out of the house when I was 14, and I went to go live with my friends, and got jumped into the neighborhood, into a gang. They introduced me to crystal meth. Once I got the itch for that, I loved it. It became normal. I've been a drug addict since the age of 15, in and out of prison, and I was 15 and a half the first time I got arrested. It was my first time ever stepping into a cell, and it took me about 2 years, a little over 2 years, to step out of there. I got arrested in 2011. I went to prison for a high-speed chase, and I did some time in the state prison here in Utah. And when I got out, I went right back to what I'm used to doing, and I somehow kept getting high. I kidnapped my ex-wife, tied her up, held her hostage in front of my kids. I would beat her up, and she escaped while I was asleep and called the cops, and I had a standoff with the cops, and that led me to go back to jail to fight aggravated kidnapping charges. I kept getting incarcerated, and it was a revolving door. I couldn't be there for my kids. I was always aggressive. I couldn't be a father, couldn't be a husband in my lifestyle. And it carried on till I was 33 years old.
It was hard. He wasn't very good husband. Neither a good father when he was high.
My sobriety date is January 3rd, 2013. So I have a little over 5 years sober. What motivates me to stay sober is a lot of things. You know, the lifestyle I live now, it's better. I have serenity, I have peace. I have desire, I have the willingness to become a better man every day. Most importantly, I have my kids in my life. I get to watch them grow now. They look up to me. I become a person that cares about another human being, and I want to help instead of hurting someone. My motive is, my reasoning and my motive, my desire is to try to help somebody get out of the quicksand that they're in. Every day I wake up and I'm blessed, I'm thankful, and life gets better when you're sober. My hardest challenge has actually been not being able to talk to my kids for about the first 16, 17 months of my sobriety. I got sober and they didn't come back to me, so I was thinking that some way, somehow I failed in sobriety, or some way, somehow sobriety doesn't work, or at least it didn't work for me. But I stayed coachable, I stayed teachable, I had faith, I prayed, and I just ran with the hope that it's going to get better and that I do live a better lifestyle. And that was tough, not being able to see my kids for that long, or have no idea where they were at for a long period of time. There's a lot of stuff that I did wrong when I was using that now that I'm sober, I have to fix, and I have to work twice as hard. And sometimes it's discouraging, but it's something that I need to do if I want to keep living a sober life.
So I didn't really see him as much of a father figure. So when I first started getting sober, my mom, she would get calls, and she'd be like, "Oh, your dad's on the phone," and I'd either get the phone and hang up, or I would tell her not to give me the phone or something, because I didn't want anything to do with him. I just thought, like, he's the same man whether he's high or not. He's still the same man. It's not going to change. So it was hard. Then we started living with him, so that got even harder, because I still didn't want anything to do with him. But things got better. They're going pretty good now.
Cops came over one day and they searched the house when he wasn't there. He went to jail, and after jail he came back and he found a recovery place. Would like to see him not struggle, be happier, and get through the future.
I was on my third year in sobriety, and I had no idea where my kids were at. I was paying child support for both of my kids. I have a 16-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. And I was paying child support for them, and I was living somewhere else in another city, and unfortunately, her mom and my kids' mom and I, we were both drug addicts. We both used together. We both did everything like that together. So I found recovery, and she stayed doing what she was doing. She got evicted from the house she was living in, and then she got arrested. And I was in a spot where I was able to step in, get my kids, and have them live with me. And that was really tough for them and for myself because we haven't talked for so long, and then all of a sudden we're back on each other's lives, living together, and it went from having no contact to having contact 24/7. So we bumped heads. It was different for them, it was different for me. We had a conversation, we sat down and we said, look, this is our situation, let's make the best of it. I asked them for some time, let me prove to you guys that I am a better man now, that I'm not the same person that you knew that was getting high. Now that I'm sober, now that I'm doing things, now that I have goals, let me show you, give me the opportunity to show you that I am a different man.
Now it's really great. I'm comfortable around him. He's a really changed man.
We've been together ever since, my kids and I, we live together. I raised them on my own, and it's been a great experience for them and for myself.
Now he worries about us. He cares about if we're doing good in school. He wants to find out if we're okay. And
I definitely feel that they are proud of me and they respect me more and they love me. Most of all, that my kids love me. And I know this because my kids tell me, Dad, we love you for the changes that you've made. We love that you're a different man. We have a dad now. And deep down inside is like, oh my God, it's such an emotional feeling. Something that I always wanted to hear, but was too proud to seek it out because I was too busy getting high. When she came to live with me, my daughter was an addict at the age of 13.
I've been off of drugs and alcohol for about a year and 3 months.
She has been sober for over a year. She's a boxer. She likes to box. Now my daughter's a straight A student, and she's very involved in her school when it comes to the choir, when it comes to dance, when it comes to everything that has to do with extracurricular activities at school. She's on top of it. She's head of everything. She's master of ceremonies. She loves going to school and studying and bettering herself and learning, and she has goals.
I want to go to college and become a psychologist. Work at Inspirational. That'd be cool.
My son, same thing. When I got him, he doesn't drink or anything, or didn't drink or anything, but he didn't go to school. And now that he's in junior high, he works hard, he studies. Sobriety has been rough, has been hard, but it's worth it. I always say, if you can look up, you can get up. The lifestyle that I live right now is a million times better than the lifestyle that I've lived before. And I say that because I get to feel, I get to cry, I get to laugh, I get to smile. The recovery community has stepped up and has been there for me in every way, shape, or form. We became a huge family. The circle that I'm with has become everything in my life. If you can look up, you can definitely get up. Take that challenge. Be the person that you want to be.